Your portfolio isn't just a gallery, it is your salesperson 24/7. It can either win you your dream clients or lose them in seconds. And that is why in this video, I want to share with you how easy it is to design and build a custom portfolio website inside of Webflow. Okay, but let's talk about why you might use Webflow. I know that I share a lot of the different website platforms with you guys, and I'm actually building my personal portfolio on Framer, but I've used WordPress many times in the past. But Webflow is a platform I've been really enjoying learning, and I always recommend diversifying yourself in all the different website platforms, or at least a handful of them. That way you can guide your clients in the best direction, and also so you can better understand why you're working with different platforms over others. So I've been really enjoying learning Webflow, and I want to talk about 3 of the reasons you might decide to go with it. First reason is because of the full creative freedom that you have on Webflow. With Webflow, it does take a little bit of time to learn it, but once you learn how to set your classes and variables and components, you're able to create a custom website in just a few clicks of a button, and your whole website will look consistent and cohesive. And not only that, but you're able to drag and drop your designs and create a beautiful professional looking website. And it does give you that full flexibility with the page. So if that's something you've been looking for, then I do recommend checking it out. Second reason you might look into Webflow is the scroll effects and the animations. I'm sure you guys have seen websites out there where when you scroll, it loads things in big and shrinks them down. It just gives some really dynamic feel to the website and makes it look really professional and clean. And Webflow, out of a lot of the platforms I've tried, has some of the best options for that. And the third reason you might decide to go with Webflow is because it's super easy to update. I know for myself, I struggle with going into WordPress all the time and updating not only the WordPress theme, but the Divi theme, and then also having to go into my portfolio page and duplicate and just making my site super bulky. I struggle with that, but with Webflow, it's super easy to go in there and add a new project for your portfolio or a new website page, and you're able to have that cohesive look throughout the entire website. So those are some of the reasons you might decide to go with Webflow. I want to talk about 3 things you should do before you go and design your portfolio website. First things first, define your goal. Who is it that you want to attract? Who do you want to work with? And what are the actions you want the user to take on the website? Do you want them to check out your portfolio? Do you want them to contact you? Do you want them to get a freebie so you can start to do email marketing? Maybe you want to do all of that, but define your goal from the start. Second thing that you should do is create around, I would say 4 to 6 different portfolio pieces that you are absolutely in love with and that you would actually like to do again. And those are the 4 to 6 pieces that we're going to be using inside of the portfolio site, at least to get the framework and the setup started on Webflow. So if you're going to be following along and doing this with me, stop the video now and go create 4 portfolio pieces that you want to display on your website. And the third thing is to collect the visuals for your website. So whether you have brand photography or you have mock-ups of those portfolio pieces, now's the time to make sure you have all the visuals for your site, the brand style guide, everything ready to go for you so you can just hop into Webflow and make it all come to life. If you complete these 3 things when we hop into Webflow, it'll make everything 10 times smoother. But real quick, before I dive into sharing behind the scenes, if you guys want to see the nitty-gritty of how to design websites and my full client process, be sure to join my Patreon. I post new tutorials every single week in there, and I dive deep into how I do everything in my business, and I would love to connect with you. So check that out in the description box. I have a 15% off coupon for all of my YouTube subscribers. Okay, now let's head on over to my computer. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, and I want to make sure that I'm designing this website in a quick enough time for the video. So because of that, I'm going to create a new site, but we are actually going to use a template to build the portfolio site. There is a lot of free ones. It's probably a lot more limited than the paid ones, but let's take a look. And we can actually search by design. And I can take a look at some of these and see if any of them fit my type of style. Let's just take a look. So I'm going to take probably about 5 minutes to kind of scroll through all the portfolio items. Okay, I'm going to use this template. I actually love the fun scroll effects, and that's something I really want to start doing more. And I have been actually building my site on Framer, but I really want to show you guys how I do it on Webflow and like what that would look like. And if you're in a time crunch and you have been just procrastinating on actually doing your portfolio, this is an example of how quickly you can do it, just so you can have your work up there and start landing some clients. So let's start by going to our layers here. I'm going to go to the style guide, and I'm first going to add in my colors and fonts and make sure all of that is in here. Okay, so we click on the H1 and we can go over here to font family. So in here you can tell it has all the padding, all of the elements. Everything that we might need to use is in here. So this is our main style guide that we will reference and be using for the whole website. So inside of your variables, you'll find your typography classes, and this is where we can basically customize what all of this is. So let's go to edit settings. Okay, so in the style guide, these pink buttons here are actually our classes. As you can see up here, the class is selected, but I want to change the typography to my brand font, which we might have to go and add our fonts over here. So let's quickly do that. We'll upload our custom fonts. So I'm going to add that one, and I'm also going to add my main heading font. Okay. So those custom fonts are right here. We can just edit the name if we need to. It looks like that name was kind of coming up a little weird, so let's just fix that in case we need to reference it so we know exactly how it's spelled. And let's also do that for this one. Perfect. Okay. So now that we have that in there, let's go back over here, and I'm just going to refresh the page, make sure those fonts are loading in now. Okay, here we go. So let's click on the H1 class, and we'll go in here to fonts, and we'll be able to select Picnic Club here. And these are variables, so it's already set at the weight of medium, and the size is set as well. It looks like the heading didn't actually change in here, and that could be because the class isn't selected. So let's check that. We have the resource class here, and then the heading style H1. So let's make sure that the style is changed in here. Okay, so here is where we can change those fonts. So I'm going to change our main body font and paragraph font, and it changes it for all of these actually. And that's because this is set as a class to apply to the other ones. So let's actually make sure that we X out of this and change we can leave it as black actually. But let's go back into here and go to font family. So let me go back into my fonts over here. I'm actually just going to remove this grotesque font. I think it's getting it confused with that being the main one. I'm going to remove this as well. And same with this. Okay, let's go back over here. We can refresh. It's actually auto-saving for us, so we don't need to worry. Okay, so now should be selecting the correct one now. Okay, so I have all of my fonts in here. Now I just want to double check that I have all of my colors set up properly. You guys probably know I like to use a lot of like beige colors and like kind of like earthy colors in here. So to change that, I'm going to go to my pages right here. I'm in my style guide. You'll see licenses in here. I just want to show you kind of what this all looks like when you're using a template, it'll come with some of these instructions, style guide, etc. that you can kind of read through. And I'm going to change the background to a F5. It's like my favorite eggshell color. And I'm also going to bring in another beige color here. Let me just go grab that. I'm actually going to bring in the sage color from my color palette. And I'm going to rename this sage. And you can create new variables if you want, but I think this should be fine for now. Okay, let's get at it. The colors, and it looks like the green is my background color, which I don't think I really want that. So let's actually swap these two. Let's just call this beige, and we'll call this one sage. Okay, cool. We can always go in there and change that after if we need to, but for now, this should work. So let's go back to our homepage, and from here, we'll see all those fonts loaded in, which is perfect. I'm already at 10 minutes, so I really want to show you guys how to start adding in the projects. And then we can also like replace the logo and things like that. So let's actually do the logo right now since we're already here. And I can either click on it and let's just do the settings and we'll replace it from here. So I'm going to go find my logo and upload it. Okay, I'm just going to drag it in here, select it, and there it is. Perfect. And all those settings look good. I want to start editing not only these photos, but the CMS to add in our projects. So I'm going to click on the CMS here, and we'll be able to see that the example projects the template comes with. So if I click on it, we'll be able to replace all this content. So I'm going to do that right now. this, for some reason, this image did not stay. So let me just open that. I'm gonna delete that one, and I'm also gonna delete this. We can always add more photos later. But yeah, I added all my projects in here. So let's click out of the CMS and let's go to our work page, and we should be able to see, just like how it has here, all of our projects listed out. And I actually love how it has this cute little like secondary thumbnail. I think that's super cute. It looks like for some reason this image isn't loading up. So let me go back to CMS. It might just be too large of an image. So let's click replace, and I'm gonna go back to my main portfolio and see if I can pull any other photos from it. Maybe actually instead I'll just pull a different project like this one, and then let's replace this, and let's replace this one. Oops, same picture. I'm gonna delete that one, and then we'll just delete this and we'll replace, and actually I do want a secondary image because I love how it did that fun little like thumbnail. And then let's pull a piece of text from here. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So now we have that in there. Let's click out of CMS, and there it is. It looks really, really cool. I actually do need to change the title of that though, and then always make sure you change the slug for your SEO purposes. You can even say like custom branding instead of the actual brand name, but there we go. So I think that looks really, really nice and clean. I just want to start to kind of plug in my own content throughout here. I'm not sure if I love having this like work list number there, so I'm gonna delete that, and that should be fine. So let me go back to the home page, and to replace all these little images, we would basically just have to click into it in the settings and just replace it from here. So I'm just going to upload a lot of the photos I just did, and it'll keep it within that square, which is really nice. And I can even add some of my brand photos here too, because I think that would look kind of nice. Okay, so let's just add some of my text in here. I'm gonna paste this in. There we go. And then for the buttons, we could totally change the style of this if we want. It is a component, so I could click in here and we can edit that button style. So yeah, it's a class, so whenever there's a class, just keep in mind that it will change it. Wherever this button is used, it will change it there. So yeah, we can change the font based on our variables, and then for the background of the button, we can go to that. I think that looks nice. And then let's see if there's any buttons anywhere else. So yeah, I think it changed it for this as well. Let me see if there's any other button classes, because what we could do is remove this class and I could select a different one. So just keep that in mind with classes, is that there's probably some that are already made with the templates you purchase or that you get. So yeah, I probably would create another class for like a secondary button, but I could even just change the background of this. Awesome. Perfect. So I'm going to change this background image to an image from my brand photo shoot. So I'm just going to go grab that real quick. Okay, so I'm just dragging in my photo. It looks like it has a file size limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the photo in my library and just resize it. All right, so that should work now. So let's paste that. Love that. I love the kind of vintagey look that the photos give off. And then I'm going to change the typography color to the white. And I actually am going to pull in some of the text I have been using in my Figma design. All right, it's perfect. And let's just paste in some of this. So these are example clients, which looks like this is also a component. So if I click into it, so we can change the image. This would be kind of a fun little like portfolio slider. So I'm actually going to try and upload an image in here. There it is. So we could do that for each of these. It's super tiny, so honestly I think it'd be kind of cool to even just do the logo with a transparent background. So I'm gonna upload those real quick, upload some more in here. All right, you guys, I'm feeling really good about where the site is at. So let's take a look on how this is looking now that I plugged in a lot of my content. So I'm just using a temporary domain, but let's take a look at this. I love the movement. How fun is that? And this is kind of a fun way to have like the clients you've worked with. And I would probably change this a little bit to include some info about the client. That's so fun. And I can also change this text here. How fun is that? So much movement. I love it. And I added a fun little video. It has like this hover effect. Oh, so much fun. This is looking so cool. The nice thing about using a template is that the mobile side was pretty much already set up for us, which makes it really easy. So we don't have to do too much with the responsiveness. But I do like to just double check the mobile, the tablet, and you can even do landscape mobile and portrait mobile. So makes it really, really nice for you to make sure that your design is responsive, because that's truly a very, very important part. If you look at your analytics, most people are accessing your website from their mobile devices. So always, always check that. But I'm loving how this looks. It's so easy to plug in your content from a template. I'm actually going to replace this. I love how that looks. So yeah, I'm loving everything about the site so far. I just wanted to show you guys how I plug in my portfolio pieces. You always use the CMS in Webflow to do your portfolio. And yeah, it was super easy to add that in. And I know that it's going to be easy to add more portfolio pieces, because all I'll have to do in here is select new work and plug in all the content. The design's already set for me, so I don't have to continue to design a new page every single time. So makes it so easy. And I had to show you guys how this works for portfolio websites. I always recommend checking the tablet, the mobile, and all of that before you connect your domain and before you go live. That's so important, because like I said, in your analytics, most people are probably going to be accessing the site through their mobile devices. So make sure it's responsive. But if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below. Be sure to check out Patreon if you want those weekly exclusive tutorials and you want to learn more about the client process. That is the place to go. But also be sure to check out Webflow and let me know down below in the comments if it is a platform that you like to use, or if it is one that you are going to check out. I would love to hear. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.